Mark goes to the movies. Mark goes to the movies. Mark goes to the movies. Long kick shout. Mark goes to the movies. Mark goes to the movies. Mark goes to the movies. Mark goes to the movies.
This is a goose. You listen to Mark Goes to the Movies. Huh? Maybe.
Hey guys, this is Mark Goes to the Movies. I am Mark. I am the host. No other host will ever host Mark Goes to the Movies. There's no AI in this either. So, they asked that question on my new RSS feed. If there's any AI in this, there's none. Well, it's not. Well, it's the same song. Yeah. No. If that offends you, I don't care. I'm gonna stick up for AI because AI helped diagnose what was wrong with my car. It walked me through some tips on how to maybe make it run a little better. Sure enough, it was perfectly fine. It was it was stalling when it shifts, and I just ran through some stuff. I was like, "Hey, this is what it's doing. Is like you any idea what this might be?" Right? Instead of putting it through Google and then like giving me some stupid YouTube videos that had no idea anything with my car, I thought maybe it would know some secrets. And oh shit, Max is struggling to get out of this couch. He's he's swallowed up halfway. He's so fat that he's given up. He got right side up. He was on his back, and he's being swallowed by the couch. He's halfway in the couch now. He's breathing heavy because he can't get out. He doesn't want to acknowledge that I'm talking about him, but I know you heard the word Max. He knows his name. Is he gonna no? Oh, he's not. He's like God damn it, help me. Half his body is inside the couch. The other half is on the couch. He's trying to get up, but he can't do it. He's just breathing heavier. Wait. Oh. Is he gonna try? If he fails, he knows he's embarrassing himself. There he goes. Oh. Oh wait, you got it. You got enough at least, I think. He's not trying to push his luck. He just wants to be completely up now instead of on his back. This poor dog. He's trying. We go for walks. We go for 2 mile walks every day. It doesn't help that he gets all my food. I gotta stop feeding him. But then, like, I order too much food because again, I'm still getting used to this medicine and all that stuff, Ozempic medicine. So I'm not gonna throw it away. Oh wait, all right, he's back up. All right, he's in good. So he gets all my food and then he gains a lot of weight and then so he's trying to get him on it, trying to get him. There's no doggy Ozempic, I don't think. Right, Max? I think he has diabetes too. I know there's the next thing is doggy diabetes, but I'm pretty sure he's got diabetes because he's drinking a lot of water, and then he's got to pee every 5 minutes. I've been there. Constant thirst. Well, anyways, well, before Max interrupted this episode, yes, AI stuff. That it's fixing the car, and then it said it was a little rough when changing gears. So they said if you turn your car on, but not all like started, but you turn it on and you run through the gears, and it feels like there's no resistance. That means it's not a cable thing, a cable wire or whatever to your car. It could be just a dirty transmission fluid, or it could be low transmission fluid. I don't think it's low transmission fluid. It could be something like that in. Sure enough, I went out there, turned the car on, didn't start it, but went through the gears, moved super easy. And then when I turned it on just to see if it ran better, sure enough, it shifted so much easier. There was a lot less resistance, and they said probably just needed some lubrication in the gears. Just ChatGPT for you. I'm still gonna battle the IRS. It's still just a long wait of staying on the phone, trying to get a hold of somebody, and not working. Uh, they don't work like I'm exhausted right now. I'm ready to go to bed. If I go to bed now, I won't wake up till probably 1. Maybe I'll get like what is that? Almost 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock gives me 8 hours sleep. That's about 8 hours sleep. I call them at 1 o'clock. They won't. They won't answer. And then their system doesn't update at all. It seems like. So that's a problem. But yeah, this is the hassle of dealing with the IRS. I've learned my lesson now. I will continue to pay $75 every month for the next decade until this debt is paid off. It seems like it's not that bad. Illinois is far worse. Illinois is $60, $65 every check. That gets paid off in August though. Illinois is far worse. They suck so bad. And the governor's constantly. This is why I'm not going to go into political rants. I'm still working on the podcast. Maybe do an episode. Maybe do a secret episode of Truth by Trillions. Truth worth trillions. Sorry, I got the name wrong already. Back when I talked about what is this, 68? I think we're in 68 now. It's either 68 or 69. I have some future episodes I want to do where I'm gonna release in like 5 years. I haven't looked at how far I can release. But if I record it now and I drop it in like 5 years is when it finally goes live. And just seeing how different it is. Just constantly doing that. Because what if I die? The goal is when I die, if I get sick, I'm gonna record a bunch of episodes and they're gonna release long after I'm dead. I'm gonna haunt you guys from Spotify long after I die. But what if I get what if I ran by a car? What if I die in a car accident or whatever? Like how would you know? I would still need to put some episodes out far into the future. They'd be out of order though. But I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to haunt you if I die out of nowhere, right? You'll get something like remember in Scream 3 when Randy came back in that stupid fucking videotape. That's what I'm gonna do. It's up for podcast, and that's maybe way in the future. Maybe 69. 69 will be in the future. If this is 68, which I think it is, I think this is 68. Whatever number this is, the next one will be in the future, far far ahead. Just out of nowhere, just drops like, oh shit, he's haunting us. He was right. 3 a.m. is full of ghosts. I don't know. I just want to. I was gonna call this one "Confessions of a 37-year-old, 36-year-old podcast." I'm 36 still, right? Mid 30s. Couple weeks, 37. So I can still tell myself I'm 36. I want to do confessions. I want to have a lot of secrets that need to be spilled before I die or anything happens to me. And we're gonna do this now. I'm not gonna make you wait on this one. Keep in mind though, if anything is legally, if this is ever get brought into court, just know it's allegedly. Allegedly, I did all this stuff. It's hearsay. If it gets me in trouble, it's all hearsay. Allegedly. So the first one is let's go with something fairly recent. That I'm probably one of the biggest. I don't want to say bootlegger. I'm one of the biggest distributors of uh vintage television by DVD VHS tapes. And what I mean by that, if anyone knows, a lot of people, it's not a secret. The inner circle knows. But what I used to do is I had VHS tapes. I had a couple broadcasts of like the Haunted Mass, the original broadcast of that. I was famous for I had the original Snick or Treat broadcast from 1993. I had some Saturday morning cartoons. I had just different broadcasts, right? The whole broadcast. And what I did is, some lady, she didn't die, but her friend died, or neighbor died, or mom died, something. And there was a lot of these recorded tapes, this blank VHS tapes with stuff on it, and they're giving them away. They're talking hundreds. It was so much that it filled my entire Kia Soul up to like the very top. Talking hundreds, hundreds, maybe 5 to 600. And I would just go from VHS to VHS tape. If it's I explain this business to you, the people what they want is they want commercials. So a lot of these movies that were recorded VHS to VHS, movie to movie, they didn't. That's not what they want. They're useless almost. Uh, but I could take a stick tape and I could record it from VHS to another VHS, and I would sell on eBay for $15-20. I did that quite a bit, enough to where it would spread across the community. The community is some are deeper, some are interested in sharing more and more. Some want to just keep it to themselves, right? They have a secret underground website. I don't even know the name of it, but that's where some people were getting the stuff. Because eventually, you can only sell. It's like recycling something over and over again. You can only do it so many times before it gets spread out too much that your customer base is useless. All right, if I sell the snick tape and it sells to another person, and then I sell it to another person after that, first of all, it starts to disintegrate on the value once it gets put out there more. Once someone sees you're selling the same stuff over and over again, they don't like that. They think they're getting original. Originals cost hundreds of dollars. You sell an original that's never been transferred anywhere else, hundreds of dollars. I made a mistake. There was a movie called Frankenstein and Me with Ryan Gosling in it when he was very young for the Disney Channel. Didn't broadcast very many times. Incredibly rare. I think it's the only known recordings I've ever seen of it. I sold that one for like $40, and I could have easily sold that 5 or 6 times for $20-25 a piece. A lot of them are very popular now. So what happens is some people will put it on YouTube. YouTube's getting pretty lenient with copyright stuff, but you can put it on YouTube. You could put it on a website called archive.org, and then type in WOC for with original commercials, and then those most of the time would pop up that way. And I sold a lot of them. Then I bought a DVD recorder. I was making some decent money. Got a DVD recorder. It was a couple $100, and it was a good investment. Still have it. And yeah, I won the DVD, and a lot of the stuff that's on YouTube, a lot of the stuff that's on eBay. Well, not eBay. eBay's blocked all that stuff down. I got hit with so many copyright strikes, copyright uh, bans, and it really is like a slap on the wrist for the first like 6 7 times. They'd be like, "Hey, you can't sell for the rest of the day. Hey, you can't sell for the two more days. Hey, you can't sell for 3 days. Hey, you can't sell for a week. Hey, you can't sell for 30 days." And it keeps going and going and going. Eventually, it's like 20 something bans will get you banned for forever. And then you just create a new eBay account, which is what I did. Although this one, I didn't sell anything illegal. No, I don't want to say it's illegal. I didn't sell any copyrighted material. Just for hearsay. If I did do it, that's how I would do it. Right. And if I did start it back up again, because I have my entire collection, I've kind of expanded. I recorded off archive.org. I recorded off YouTube, made my own recordings. So I have somewhere around maybe 300 to 400 recordings. It's quite a bit. Some stuff's still original, although one is actually two of them. Sorry, I have two tapes or two movies that are my grandma's. I still keep alive. It's the Freddy's Dead from WGN. That's the one I watched growing up. I still have that tape, and I still have Ernest Scared Stupid. Those are the two movies I have with the commercials and everything else. Allegedly, I have gone to Mercari. That is the new one that allegedly everyone's using now. Allegedly, they it's starting off slow. I've sold 3 movies. It's a lot better than eBay. They take 10% is your seller fee, and better eBay is like 45, 30, 45%. It's stupid, super high. Don't sell through eBay. Mercari a lot less known, but a lot of restrictions too. And yeah, we'll see how I get paid for that. We'll see how that works out. Hopefully it does well. Everything that is all the money I make is going to paying off purchasing power so I could stop paying so much on my checks. So much of my checks would stop going to purchasing power if I pay some of it off. So and I'm so close to getting a lot of it paid off, right? They charge you a whole year. This is pretty close to where I started dating Jenna and started expanding on my payment stuff. So buying things for her, buying things to just things we might have needed. So allegedly, though, allegedly I did that. That's one was one of my secrets. Um, this one's probably not gonna be. They can't get me on this. This is all gone. So with Redbox, when Redbox used to sell video games. If you remember Redbox, Redbox was like it seemed like it wasn't that long ago. It was a little bit ago. So if you didn't familiar with Redboxes, they're the Redbox. It was a machine, a kiosk outside your Walgreens, Dollar General, and you could rent movies for such and such amount per night, or video games such and such per day or night, whatever you want to say. So what I would do is I would get those prepaid debit cards, and I would rent a video game that just came out that I knew I could get some money off of GameStop, and scratch the sticker off, uh, give it in a regular case, just a plain blank case, and I would take it to GameStop, and I would get about $30 for it, even with no case or nothing like that. They just wanted the game. Redbox couldn't charge you anymore because that card was temporary. It wasn't nobody's name. It was untraceable, and never got caught. They went out of business. So it's not anything worse than what people did at Blockbuster and Hastings and everything like that. Hastings, I something different with Hastings. I used to just keep movies because I really wanted them, and I needed to grow my collection. And they had some rare stuff that you could buy. It was before the internet, really. Internet was there, but it wasn't like taking off like it is now. Like you can go to Amazon and order a bunch of shit. Yeah, you can only get it at certain places. It was a specialty store. I wasn't getting them in a specialty store. So Hastings would use your driver license as your identification card to get a new card. So what I would do is just get a new identity ID card, and then rent a bunch of movies and then keep them because you could do that. I had like 4 or 5 Hastings memberships. So yeah, this is one of the things, very difficult. I don't hold any judgment on anyone trying to survive, especially now it's so expensive. Let's see. What other secrets? Oh yeah, I have a ton of secrets about growing up. Growing up, we had free cable most of my life, a lot of my life, anyways. It all started when we lived in Thebes. Again, this helps if you're up to date with the episodes. By the way, the "How Poor is Too Poor" episode will give you a lot of update on my childhood. So when we lived in Thebes, a small river town, it was a housing, and then they were all connected together. That was true housing. All the houses were connected together, and there's a big piece of land in the middle, which we called the middle while the kids played. So the way they hooked up cable is everyone had they had a big box at the end of the houses, of the complexes, and everyone had their own little cable thing, and they would just hook it up, and someone had cable. Well, what they did, I'm pretty sure some people are familiar with this. what they would do is just get a cable splitter, find the person, there's anybody, I guess, uh, plug it into the splitter, and then plug ours into that. That's how you get free cable. We found out about that because someone had left it dangling in there, so we got like some staticky channels because it wasn't all the way out. And then, sure enough, they sit there. I went to go check it out, and they opened it up, and they went ahead and screwed it all the way in. Cable guy would always come out there and disconnect everybody's cable, and then, sure enough, the next guy, sort of take maybe 20 minutes after we left, be back out there. We had cable again. Now they have digital cable, so you can't do that. Or I guess I haven't had cable in a while, but that was the old free cable, and then they drilled a hole in the floor to get cable in my room, which I didn't have like a big TV. It was I don't think it was a 20-inch TV. I think I had a 20-inch TV, and that lasted until I ripped the cable thing, the cable setup, and my 20-inch TV got ripped out because Kenny liked to play jokes, and he liked because I was watching wrestling every Monday, 8 p.m. Raw as War. Every Monday I'd watch it, and he knew what time it was, and he would disconnect the cable to my bedroom because it was just splitters from everywhere. So you could disconnect anybody's cable just by turning off the splitter. And this dude was like such a fucking weirdo for like being power hungry. To God, I was in sixth, seventh grade, so not that old. Like he wanted to throw his power over me, like and take away my TV. And somehow I thought it was my cable connector that wasn't working. So I took it apart, and he found out, and he was like, "Oh, why'd you turn it off? Or why'd you destroy it?" So what eventually happened is when someone moved out in the complexes and the projects, they just threw all their shit away. They either came across the money or it was income tax time. A lot of it was income tax time. They get a bunch of money and throw all their shit away. So I had gotten a black and white TV. That was one of the old knobs that had antennas. Didn't have a cable setup. But what I did is I took the cable hookups to my 20-inch, took it out and put it in that small black and white TV. Gave myself cable TV. The only way I could figure out to do it. So that was fun. Uh, I'm gonna do an episode about Kenny because he did some stupid shit. He's a fucking idiot. When I was a little bit older and I was growing up, I was probably was early 20s, still poor, still working at PPSI. PPSI was didn't pay very well. But what we do is I don't know how he even lived because we wouldn't work. I wouldn't work. I was the only one working. My ex-wife didn't work. I was making like 8.25 an hour, not even working full days. So checks were pretty low. Just like so I would say worldwide their starting pay is like $20 an hour usually. I was making 8.25 an hour over at PBSI, getting now working full days. So we had to have food stamps. We had Julie was born. Didn't have Peyton yet. Julie was yeah, it was just Julie. So over 14 years ago, probably 15, 16 years ago, 2 years before Peyton. And what you do with cable there is you would go through an authorized reseller for Charter and sign up to them. Then you pay them $50 to get set up, get your cable, get your internet. They have the digital boxes, and then they have the ports too. But what they would do is you just wouldn't pay your bill, and then you get 2 months of cable, pay $50 and 2 months of cable. And they turn off your box, which eliminates all the channels, right? But you still have the basic channels 1 through 75, 77, and then you still have them hooked up to the pole. It would take about 3 months to get them disconnected from the phone. So you get 3 months cable. When I cut it off, what you do next is you just sign up for another authorized reseller, and then you just get same thing. And you do it all, you get a free cable for $200. Really easy. And those are a lot of secrets, just getting it off my chest, spreading the word. I don't know anything else. I've never done anything bad. I've never cheated on anyone. I dated. There was a girl that I think I'm gonna feel bad for this. I think she was a little slow. Not like well, no, not short bus, not short bus slow, but I think she was a little slow where she would tell me the same story over and over again, but she would tell it at such slow speed. Like I know I'll sit there and go, what? But this is the first time I'm telling these stories. She told me the same stories over and over again and would last like 7, 8 minutes for a short story that would only need to last maybe 2 minutes. But she added us in there and was bad because I heard the stories before, so I knew what she was gonna say, but I couldn't just interrupt her and be like, "I know what this is gonna go for. Let me tell you the story. I can tell it faster." I dated her for a year because I didn't want to break up with her. I haven't broken. I don't think I've never broke up with anyone. Yeah, I don't think I've ever broken up. I've waited for them to break up with me. I stopped putting in time and effort. Is that worse? It might be worse. But a lot of times I knew the relationship wasn't going anywhere. This one in particular, and I just ignored her messages. It makes me a bad person. I was younger. I was a lot younger than this. Just know any potential future girlfriends hears this. I was a lot younger at this point. I'd like to think the ex girlfriend I just dated showed a lot of growth because I knew that relationship was not going well. So I had a difficult conversation and I had to end it. It was a mutual. I don't say mutual. It was a mutual ending, I guess. Any future girlfriends? This is. I don't know if you're listening to this. I'd rather them not listen to this show. What's happening with these future these dating sites is that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of talking about the podcast and they listen to it. And I think that's probably why it's been very cold for a little while. I'm gonna stop mentioning the podcast and bring it up when they I don't know agree to marry me. I will get married again. I will say this: at some point, I'll give marriage another shot. I felt bad because I dated a girl for 5 years, said I would never get married, and she probably I would have married, would have gave it a shot. Didn't end well because they wanted to move back to the family. It's crazy that's happened twice, right? Two times someone has moved over here closer to me and realized they'd rather be closer to their family. Two very different distances, but both was like, "Hey, it's not a problem. I'll travel, no problem." And then it ends up being a problem. My ex-wife, I don't count her at all. Um, that goes in worse confessions. With another episode that might get released in like 6, 7 years, probably. I'm gonna do that death episode though. I'm gonna do an episode. I'm gonna release it maybe 4 years from now, maybe every year. Maybe I do 4 episodes for the next 4 years, and when I come back, you're like, hey, it's episode 72. There's 4 episodes never released, but it will be released over the next 4 years. Maybe I'm wondering how long I can do it. But I think it's all my confessions for the night. Again, we're almost at 30 minutes. These are getting longer. Remember the 15-minute ones? That's how you tell that I'm actually not into it. Is when it's not 20 minutes. If I can't make it go 20 minutes, man. Doing it for numbers. Those four. Hey, if you're from another country, get a hold of me at Mark Goes to the Movie 89 on Instagram or Mark Goes to the Movies on Facebook. I'm very interested. I'm flattered. My numbers are so high internationally. But if you could reach out to me, I am very interested in what you enjoy about the show because it's a lot. It used to just be like one or two cities, and then oh, last confession, I talked to ChatGPT. I asked it about a lot of stuff. I think I talked about that maybe this episode. Was it the beginning of this episode? See, they all start to run together when you record so much. But I do it a lot. They fix a lot of my problems. They fix my tax problems a little bit. Or they just they set it off further. They had a good idea. I think it worked for a little bit. But fixed the car twice actually. It was the first time they did it. Oh, about the O2 sensor, yeah. So yeah, they helped me with the O2, but the emissions test, they helped me get that fixed. I thought I had what I would do. I had one of those sensors, that clears those little tools that clear the sensors, and the plan was to clear them out and immediately go get it tested. But they're like, "Oh, you can't." Well, check engine light goes off because it's been cleared out, and I found out you can't do that. If you didn't know that, yeah, you can't do that. They'll say it's not ready, and they'll flag your car, and you won't be able to pass emissions. But it was already my car was already like 2 3 months past overdue, probably a little more than that. Actually, like 4 months overdue. So its registration was 4 months expired, but you can't get it renewed until you get your emissions test passed. So they told me, yeah, you don't need all your sensors on. You just need all but one. So if one's off, you're good. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Got my emissions test passed because of ChatGPT. I'm not yet to the point where I'm asking about relationship advice or calling it a friend. It's a very helpful tool. The day I called ChatGPT a friend is the day I'd probably be a little worried. Although, at this rate of this dating cycle, this dating pool, this has been October, November, December, January, February, March to April. 6.5 months now. This is the longest I've been on my own, single, with a handful of dates in there, two or three dates in there. Almost 7 months now. I missed the holidays. I was happy. I was fine with missing Thanksgiving. I was fine missing Christmas. I was fine missing Valentine's Day. But guys, it's my birthday coming up. There's no way I could start a relationship, start dating somebody, and then expect a birthday present within 2 weeks. It's not gonna work. Within a week now. Wednesday's a week. So Scott right now. He caught up on the episodes. Uh oh yeah, the song. So he's gonna hear this. Look, how meta can you get? If he hears this and he hears this and he sees the message, it's gonna be a story within a story. Next episode, I'm gonna give you now. I'm gonna tell you the story about I helped catch a murderer, a serial killer. That's what I'm gonna leave it off on. I'm gonna edit this one now. We're going to finish it, and I'm gonna choose the next one. Mark goes to the movies. Uh, let's get into the next one.